Hello and welcome to Flooring Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Eduard's latest release. This is the Type 210 in 1/48 scale. Brand new toolkit, all of their own work as well. So this is their own actual plastic down in here as well. And well, let's face it, we haven't really seen anything from a Zero family or anything in quite some time. Yes, obviously we've got some of the old Hasegawa kits and obviously some of the Tamiya kits as well. But actually there's something going to be really nice, I think, about this, because let's face it, Eduard's riveting detail and sort of panel line detail in 48 scale is somewhat legendary now, obviously with their 109s and their Spitfires and Mustangs and things like that. So it should be something really nice to behold in here. Anyway, as we can see the old Tora. As you can see, when you get a pair. So again, it's a dual combo kit, so you actually get two. So you can do different versions of and various things in here as well. As you might expect, lots and lots of colourful markings down in here, as you can see, from all the various attacks on Pearl Harbor from the different squadrons and units. Kit number for this one is 11155. And a few more bits of it down in there, talking about it in there. So what we've actually got inside the box is, get in, first time being in here. So what we actually have is two, oh no, they've done it in the same bag, so I thought we were going to see separate ones. So we've got two lots of clear parts, as you can see just down in there, and then we've actually got two of each types of sprues down in there. So we've got sort of wing sprues and various things down in there, and then this one we got some more of the other ones. So we've got engine, full length bits and pieces you can see down in there. We get a lovely book, which we can see with instructions. We get two lots of masks. We get two lots of obviously colour photo etch. We get, you can see down in here, absolute ton of decals. And again, we get two of these. I assume this is the stencil data down in there as well. We'll have a proper look at those in a moment. So, we're starting off with the little booklet down in here. Oh, this is a little bit different. I did think it was quite a bigger book, but as we can see, we've actually got all the sort of history from the attack on Pearl Harbor, as you can see. So obviously with the units and talking about it as well, right the way through. So some very nice information down in here, and obviously about a strike group and things like that. Right, okay, so this is quite interesting. So this is telling us that obviously we've got different versions of the Zero coming along as well. So that's actually quite what we thought would be happening. But there we go, gives you a bit of an idea from some of the parts you're not using by the greyed out areas. But as you can see, straight into this one, so you're using a lot of the photo etch parts to actually adding more detail. So you can just stick with the plastic if you wanted to, or anywhere that's in red you're going to be removing, and then obviously putting the photo etch down onto it as well, so you can actually see that. And again, it's full colour photo etch as well, so it will give fantastic detail right the way through. So starting off on the side walls, putting in all that detail, looking absolutely fantastic, and then generally working your way through the entire of the cockpit. So we've got the seat, we've got harnesses going down in there as well, and then obviously we've got some of the formers making up this one with the seat being attached to it. We've got the wheel well system down here at the bottom, which is making the floor of the actual cockpit up as well. So we've got those sections all going into this one. Side details and paneling, as you see, there's loads of detail into this kit. So again, this is going to be one of those ones which is going to have a fully detailed interior, very, very nice indeed. Instrument panel being fitted down into there, and then going on. Then we've got the guns going over the front of the ammunition drum system as it goes down in here. We've got the oxygen bottles down in here on the back, and then finishing off your actual tub. And then again, it's going to be one of these things of plumbing all this one in. So top surface is going inside, and we've got the hook going in there, and the actual rudder system being fitted. And then the cockpit is going to be a fit up underneath, going in under the floor, down in there. And then we're making up the wheel wells. So again, we've got full detailed wheel wells down in here with all the formers and areas making up those. And then obviously we've got things like the tops being fitted down to the actual gear area, wing section going down onto this one. A couple of points to take notice of how these are actually lying and going in, making sure that they're all in there properly. And then we've got the wings and the tail planes and things like that all being fitted down in here just like that. Engine system, really nice as well. So we've got all the cylinders and all the plumbing and pipe work being fitted down into there. So that's one's all going in there. And then again, we've got this little section in here, which is actually quite nice because it's actually a way of putting all of this together around a former. So this B9, I do imagine, is a former, so you can plug all these in here in one. And then I assume you'll be slipping that out of the way. removing it once it's in, so you've got it all formed up, so you can actually then just slide this on and over the top of the actual engine. Nice touch there by Eduard as well, making us a little jig. Undercarriage and gear, various things. Again, you can remove some of the plastic parts to add more detailed parts and more in scale parts with photo etch, as you might imagine, fitting all your gear and hooks in there and stuff like that. Fuel tank, obviously we've got a drop tank underneath here as well, going down in there, and we've got the counterweights as well for the actual ailerons being fitted in there, again talking about the angles to go in, and we got the step, and we've got prop and spinner being fitted down there on the front. We've got the gun sight being fitted down into this one. We've got some mirrors and various parts, little things going on here as well, completing the actual build, then getting the canopy fitted down on pitot tubes, things like that, all in there. We've got a guide for all the mast sets, as we might imagine, right the way through, and then we have, as you might imagine, a very extensive markings. So again, this will go on for some time, with all the different markings for the zeros down in here, again for the first and second waves of the actual attack right the way through. And then again, we've got your stencil data on the back, which there isn't tons of either, which is quite nice. So that's very, very nice indeed. Okay, so colour photo etch, as you might imagine. So we've got just one down in here, and then obviously it's a mirror for the other side, because obviously we've got two of them. We've also got a mast set, which it looks like we just got one sheet, so I don't know how that fits down in there. Perhaps they've just fitted them all down on there, but you see it is all properly die cut and all ready to go, so that's really nice to see that as well. Yeah, it is. You can see there's a line down in here, so it's one aircraft, second aircraft, so that's pretty nice and straightforward. Decals. So I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole and talk about the actual decals, because let's face it, we've done that to death. So if I can get the back off. Do you know what? I don't know. These look slightly different. They look very, very shiny. But what we're looking at, as you can see them down in here, it looks like it is their new type, but they look slightly different. I don't understand or know until obviously you do them, but you can see a beautiful colour, good sharp markings all the way through with these. And again, we've got the dials and bezels as well down in here for the instrument panel, and the ones at the back. And then what we got just down in here is going to be a match pair for the actual stencil data, as you can see just down in here as well. So we've got all the stencil data. Obviously get two sheets of these, one of those. So very nice indeed. We just pop these out of the way, keep those safe. So starting in the plastic, let's just pop them in here. So everything is going to be a duplicate, as in we've got two wings. So obviously we can just do those as well. So we've got both of those, which is fair enough. And then we've got two fuselages. So what I'm going to do is we'll just pop one out the way, and then obviously we can have a look down at here. So if we start with the wing section, which, let's face it, this looks absolutely beautiful. And this is what we were talking about with this particular kit. I was really excited when I heard about this coming out, because I say I've done the Tamiya 32nd one, and was blown away by the detail, but knowing just how good Eduard's are, look at the detail on that. That is absolutely stunning. Really very, very fine detail on all of that. So the riveting details looking excellent, the actual panel lining stuff's looking excellent, and let's face it, there is a lot of rivets on a Zero. So really very, very nice indeed. And then we've actually got the covers, we've got the ailerons, and again we've got different types of ailerons here. So this is the ones we're using up here at the top. This is the later type down the end there. And again, down on the inside, beautifully polished moulds. Really very, very nice indeed. Excellent job. Looking fantastic. As you might expect, we've got no flash on here. There's no marks, sink marks, mismolds, or anything at all, so that's really nice. Down here on the fuselage, again looking very, very nice. So again, the detail just around here on the rudder with this raised detail, this is raised rivets on this, and then obviously we've got the ones around the cowlings here, but the actual fuselage as well, that's absolutely beautifully done. Excellent detail all the way through, as we might expect. And then again, we've got the tails, we've got the gun. This is that former for building up, it's like a jig really. for the actual engine. And then front of the cowl, looking excellent. And again, just the level of detail on all the parts is beautifully done. And again, inside, polished moulds, no problem at all. No eject pins on anywhere we're going to be seeing. So again, fantastically done, very nice. Then in here, we've got another match pair. So again, we've got 2 of these. We'll lose one of them. And we've got 2 of these. So we can lose one of those. So starting down in here, again, really very, very nice indeed. So on the close-up, see all the finer details, the parts, really very nice done. Props looking nice. There's your fuel tanks. We don't have weight on wheels, but again, really nice. But obviously we have got photo etch to replace like the suspension system, the little sort of oleos down on here. But again, they are beautifully done, even in that scale. So you don't have to use it if you don't want to. Different types of spinner, again, different versions, but generally very nice indeed. And even down in here on the inside of these doors, it's so finely done, very, very thin. And again, we've got the other doors just down in here. That's looking very, very nice indeed. Again, beautiful touch down in here as well on sprue D with the engine. So we've got the various details down in here for the engine, and starting up here at the top, all the various parts down here. We've got the magazine system for the gun, got your rudder pedals, we've got the former system that runs through for the wheel wells. And again, running around here on the top, beautiful, beautiful details, incredibly sharp. This one's over here is the roof for the wheel wells. Look how clean and crisp that is. Side panels for the actual cockpit. So we've got the engine details, the various parts. As you can see, lots of great detail. Beautiful work down in here with these engine cylinders. So we've got all the veining down there for the cooling vanes and all the various parts. Floor for the actual cockpit, looking great. And again, even on the blind side, it's beautifully done. Clean, crisp, smooth, right the way through. So again, excellent job. So we've got 2 clear sprues, obviously for both kits. And then again, we've got different canopies down in here as well for different things. But as you can probably see, if we have it the right way around, is it that way? That way, I think. No, it's that way. There we go. So again, we've got some of the clear parts all done here with the guns, but again, canopies, very, very nicely done. Again, we've got some different types of zeros down in there, different marks for different areas and things, but beautifully clean, crisp, very nice. And again, the actual clear parts, crisply done, very, very nice indeed. Tiniest little parts down in here, very nicely done. And there you have it. To be honest, definitely not disappointed. This is one of those kits where, let's face it, it was always going to be good, because Eduard 48 scale stuff, let's face it, I am in awe of. As I said, their 109 was beautiful. The Spitfire kits are beautiful. And again, obviously you've got the Mustang kits. Now we've got the Zero come along as well. And we're expecting the family of obviously these kits to grow. We can see that because obviously some of the parts not used in there and some of the clear stuff as well. But generally, that level of detail right the way through. And we're not just talking the amazing, and let's face it, beautiful as it is, riveting detail and panel line detail that is so clean and crisp and gorgeous, but also the thinness of some of those parts as well. So like the wheel well sections and stuff like that, the undercarriage doors, very finely done, beautifully moulded, and again, not a sign of an ejector pin that's going to get in the way or any other type of mould mark that's going to get in the way. It's a good, solid, clean build, and that's what it should be. So to be honest, as I say, last year I built the big 32nd one from Tamiya, and it was a beautiful kit. It was one of the fun kits to build last year, very straightforward. This, I imagine, is probably going to be on par, if not surpass it on detail in 48 scale, and I think that's testament over the last 10 years, obviously the kits are apart, but obviously this one's come along now and probably take the crown of one of the most detailed Zero kits actually out there to date, if it isn't already done. Okay, so there we go. But that is the fantastic Eduard 148 scale Tora or Zero Type 21.